Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the WTO 11 studio. I am Tyler Segerman, pleased to bring you another edition of our high school coaches roundtable. Certainly excited for what we have in store tonight because we are focusing on the sport of volleyball here in Northwest Ohio. I've got a panel of not only four amazing people, but programs here in our area to help offer some insight and perspective across multiple topics surrounding the sport, as well as, of course, have a little fun at the end as well. So without further ado, let's meet our panelists tonight, beginning on the far left side of your screen. As we zoom out here for everyone watching at home, Anthony Wayne's Chrissy Graven there. And next to her, we have Rombach from Calvert. Other side here, we have Amy Vorst of Lake. And last but not least, Jason Reilly of St. Ursula. Appreciate all of you guys, obviously, for coming in and taking your time to share some insight about the sport of volleyball and some insight about yourselves as well. So without further ado, let's get started on our first topic. We are kind of roughly near the halfway point of the regular season. So Chrissy, I'll start with you. Kind of how would you assess kind of where your program is as of right now?
We took a couple weeks to settle into a lineup, and so I feel like we've settled into one right now, and we're gelling really well. I think now that we can start running a little bit more sophisticated offense, now that we've kind of got the lineup set and they're comfortable with each other as far as the setter-hitter connection goes. But we're in a good place, and like you said, a halfway point. So just trying to keep them motivated to keep playing hard and not necessarily peak too early, but still keep getting better every day.
Absolutely. And Lori, obviously another great start for you guys. You guys undefeated as of right now. What's impressed you most about your girls?
You know, I think the first thing that comes to my mind is, you know, last year's team, we didn't have any seniors. And this year we have 3 great seniors. And it takes a season without any seniors to realize how valuable it is to have seniors on your team. So, I mean, I think overall we're a little further ahead than where we were last year, and I think that just comes from the experience that we have returning from our squad from last year.
Awesome. And then Amy, of course, another great start for you guys. I know a couple losses early on. There were back and forth losses, but another great start as well, right?
Yeah, I'm pleased with how the girls are playing. They play for each other, and I think that's the biggest part of why we're successful is because we have good chemistry and good leadership. So I'm pleased with how they're playing.
Absolutely. And Jason, I know we talked about this obviously earlier, I think a couple weeks ago or last week. You've obviously been dealing with some injuries, but still pleased with the effort that you guys are putting out?
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with where we are right now. I mean, in our 11 matches, we've run 8 different starting lineups. So that's all types of fun right now. You know, so I'm excited for where we're going. And what was it, a week ago today, we actually had everyone back in practice without any restrictions. For the first time since August 5th. So that was kind of exciting last week.
And you mentioned kind of the carousel for you. How are you kind of navigating? How difficult is that to kind of try and find pieces and obviously get those pieces back?
It's up and down in difficulty, I guess. Lucky for me, honestly, is that we have a lot of kids that can play multiple positions. We have a multitude of different skill sets inside of each of those positions. So it's really just kind of all right, let's try this kid in here today. Let's try this kid there. You know, when we played Amy, I think 4 sets? I think we ran 4 different lineups in each of those sets. So, you know, it's fun because the kids seem to enjoy it too. It's kind of the randomness that we kind of throw out there at them and have a little fun with it.
Yeah, I imagine as a coach too, you kind of embrace the challenge of trying to figure that out too.
Oh, that's what I love the most, probably, to be honest with you. Figuring out lineups and who can do what, where, when, why, and how, and you know, all of that type of stuff is, for me, that's really enjoyable.
Absolutely. And Amy, you talked about obviously being impressed with the girls so far. Obviously, the second half of your NBC schedule will be getting up. I know Eastwood, obviously, I'm sure is one on the calendar that you guys are eager for as well. But what are you looking at? What's kind of the key focus for this group as we enter the second half of the season?
Kind of to say, kind of what Lori said is to stay hungry, stay focused, to make sure that we know what our goals are and that we're just getting better every single day.
Awesome. And then Lori, I know you mentioned that as well, obviously with the seniors. Kind of what's kind of the growth aspect of your group continuing to stay hungry and get better each day?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, you try to create an atmosphere in practice that is competitive. So when we get into, you know, game situation that, you know, they're prepared and they're hungry and they keep attacking it. So we do our best to try to schedule some games that allow to have that competitive atmosphere and just keep the girls hungry and keep them competing.
Absolutely. And to kind of piggyback off that, I know, Chris, your group is obviously very hungry. You guys obviously experienced state for the first time as a program last year. How, not challenging, but how much do you guys talk about that in terms of reminding what the mission is?
We don't remind them at all. I think the sting is still real. Just getting back in that same opportunity to finish the end game. I think it's in the back of all of our mind. It's like an unspoken goal. But no, I mean, I would tell you that that's their mission without even having to bring it up. I mean, we keep things bite-sized, so we usually have 10 goals per match that we're trying to accomplish, just to make sure it's we're not focusing on just that one accumulation goal, but keeping it so it's a little more competitive every team that we play.
Yeah, absolutely, and I imagine part of that preparation for you guys is scheduling. So that's our first topic here, and Jason, I'll start with you. When it comes to scheduling, has it gotten easier, better? Do you enjoy finding opponents for your schedule?
Well, I have all 3 of them on my schedule this year.
Right, we did that on purpose.
I have Lori here in a couple days. Scheduling for us, it's always go play as tough as we honestly can play. And, I think I'm in a spot where my administration is in the same thought process of our regular season record is it's going to be what it is. And then let's go see what we can do in state, and getting to the Final Four and down to Dayton is always our goal. And if that means we finish 10-11 in the regular season like we did last year, so we finished 10-11. But you know what? We're ready. We've been to Dayton back-to-back years now. So I think that's part of the process for us, and that has allowed us to make those 2 runs in the past 2 years.
That's what, Amy?
We really tried to beef up our non-league schedule. And when I first started, it was like in 2015, and we didn't have the strongest schedule, and I've seen such a shift. We dropped a few teams and have picked up a few teams trying to beef that up. And it's funny because, like, even in the summer, no one would ask us to play, and now we're getting invited to bigger tournaments and stuff like that. So we know, just like Jason said, we're not going to prepare for the tournament just playing the teams in our league. So we try to play teams that are a higher division than us, that have successful programs. So yeah, that's the only way that we're going to get prepared for the after league schedule. So.
Absolutely. Lori, I imagine you would probably piggyback up off that.
Exactly what Amy's saying. Yep. I enjoy the hunt of trying to get, some high-level teams and different experiences, different arenas, different gyms. I enjoy that, trying to track that down for the girls.
Yeah, and I do want to mention, because Lori's right here, you guys obviously next Monday going to do something really cool when that's have an outdoor match against Columbia. And you want to talk a little bit about that and how that got put together?
Yeah, sure. Next Monday, September 22nd, it's going to be held at Heidelberg's football stadium. It'll be Calvert versus Columbian, JV starting at 5:30, and varsity to follow. And then after that, Heidelberg will play Findlay. So yeah, it all started with 2 of the seniors on our team. They came up with this idea, and they're like, this is what we want to do. And so a lot of phone calls. We were just talking about the amount of work that goes into scheduling something like that. And Jason Miller with Heidelberg and Coach Wick at Findlay, were pivotal in bringing the idea to fruition for all these athletes. So it's a fundraiser that we're going to do for FACT, which is a great nonprofit out of Seneca County. And yeah, it's going to be hopefully an exciting atmosphere and a great opportunity for these athletes to make some good memories.
Absolutely. Would you be open to the idea of having an outdoor match in the near future?
100%. We actually had a parent bring that up last year, and just the excitement around the sport, I think, in general, of what I would even say Nebraska volleyball has brought to the sport. And it's really neat to see all the excitement. It's buzzing around the air, so it's really neat.
Yeah, and obviously your schedule's obviously very tough as well. Do you enjoy kind of finding those opponents as well?
I would say it's been a progression. It took us a few years to prove ourselves in the state, and then once we started seeing success within our schedule or within our seasons, then we started having the opportunity to play tougher teams and get opportunities to play in Columbus or Cleveland and Cincinnati, teams that we really haven't played before. It is absolutely an awesome opportunity to play outside of our district and get our kids the opportunity to be recognized for the talent that they are. So yeah, absolutely enjoy playing teams that we've never played before.
That's awesome. Obviously, all of that leads to the postseason. Last year, you guys obviously got to experience what it was like for the first time to have 7 divisions. And Chrissy, I'll start with you. Do you like having more divisions? How does it, I guess, change the viewpoint of everything?
Yeah, it opens up more opportunities for programs that typically didn't have the opportunity to make it as far. So absolutely, I think that's a positive. But obviously, its change is different, because we went from, I think, a little less than 200 schools in Division I now to 60 some. So definitely less of a road to go through, but still very competitive. Still, I mean, it's still a great opportunity to make it to state. So I'm in favor both ways.
And Lori, what about you?
Yeah, I think, you hesitate to have too strong of an opinion one way or the other. I think I can certainly see the positives and I understand why they did what they did. But I also think, if a team makes it to state and to have to play someplace other than where they're going to play the state championship game, that's hard. And so I think just the logistics of everything, having 7 divisions, is one of the negatives in my thought process. But yeah, I mean, I understand why they did what they did, and to give more teams and more athletes that experience down there is certainly awesome.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you guys both played at high schools in your semifinals. I mean, did that feel different for you? I mean,
We actually were at the Nutter Center for the semifinals and for the finals.
Okay, so you guys have to. But Chrissy, you guys played
we
at
did,
the high school.
Yeah, local high school. Yeah, it was. I think there was a lot of disappointment within some of our parents and even players to get to the semis, and play in a large gym, essentially a high school gym. But yeah, I don't disagree with Lori. I agree. It'd be great to play the semis at Wright State in that arena and. Both the semi and the final game.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree wholeheartly. You guys deserve that.
I think sometimes the younger athletes too. I mean, I remember in 2020 when we were there, that semifinal game is a great game to just settle in, and then to think that you play the first time for the state championship there. The younger athletes for certain, that's hard. But it's the same hard for everyone. But that's the way I feel.
Absolutely. And let's come over with Amy and Jason. You guys' thoughts on the expansion?
Well, it hasn't really affected us at Lake very much. We went from D2 to D4, and we've never made it to the state tournament yet. So we never got out of regionals. But I like what they said. It's good for athletes. I can see the issue with the housing and the hosting of games, but for us, it hasn't really impacted us much.
I'll echo what they said over there. Like, honestly, when we were in high school last year, and from playing in the Nutter Center the year before, it was a completely different feel, to be honest with you. It was just kind of, all right, cool, it's another match type thing. But yeah, but I mean, 7 divisions brings more opportunities, which is nice. I wish they would even the numbers up a little bit more. I think the 64, 128, 128, it's kind of like, okay, like everyone's path in the upper 2 is a little shorter now than everyone else. So to me, I wish they would even that up more. But it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, well said. And obviously, every year there's rule changes. I think there were 6 new rule changes, modifications, I guess you would say, including the judgment on the second contact. But is there anything that you guys, and Jason, I'll start with you, anything in terms of rules that you want to see modified or changed that you kind of see that are still an issue or anything?
I wish we would go to a little more international style ball with the rules. So like the men's world championships kicked off 2 days ago. And the women's just finished up about a week and a half ago. And one of the big things with international right now is like when we're serving. So if Ursula is serving at Anthony Wayne, we don't have to, like our kids don't all have to stand like in proper order. They can literally just go to where what we would call a base position is, like making that more like uniform across the board would be awesome. And there's this little stuff like on the serving toss right now in the international game, the setter can leave or we can get players moving. So where technically with Ohio High School, you have to wait till the ball's contacted. So it's like there's these little intricacy rules that I wish we would update, but catch up with international rules because honestly, a lot of our top players, they're playing at different rules than the rest of the world is for most of their career.
Yeah, do you feel like the officials in there in Ohio would be able to enforce that pretty easily, or? Yeah,
it actually it lessens their load. So it's like losing the double on the second contact. It lessens that. It lessens their true involvement in the match and takes away judgment calls and everything in that regard. So I think everything I've heard from the international side, people have loved it. So maybe it'll make its way
Yeah.
here one day.
We'll see. And then Amy, any rules that you can think of off the top of your head, or?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, he makes good points.
Yeah.
I'll just say ditto to that.
All right. There you go. And what about you guys? Any rules that you guys want to see changed or maybe looked at or modified?
I can't think of any others.
Okay.
No, I think the second contact took a little bit of getting used to. And as a coach, you're like, okay, it's all right. Staying on their side, it's okay. But, yeah.
I do love the deleting the double rule. Absolutely, just the fluidity of the game, and there's no advantage if it is a double to the side that's committing the error. But I like the bench switching to come back. I just feel like some gyms there is an advantage than others. I just like keeping it fair, and being able to switch sides again. So maybe that'll come back to the high school again.
Absolutely. Hey, you guys make very great points. Let's talk about the talent here in Northwest Ohio. It seems like every year teams are getting better, players are getting better, the development is awesome. And Chrissy, I'll start with you here. Just how have you seen within the last 5-10 years this talent, whether it be coaches, players, officials throughout Northwest Ohio? How has that grown in your eyes in the last couple of years, or last few years?
Yeah, I think just the sport of volleyball has just developed a lot over the years. I think kids are bigger, faster, stronger, just how much they're in the gym, getting reps or weightlifting or speed training, and they're just starting so much younger. I mean, even our incoming 7th and 8th grade class, just there are a lot of really good talent that are playing at a high level already as 7th graders in the club season. So we've seen a lot of growth in our program, absolutely, at least the past 5-6 years. So a lot of that's due to the club that they're playing at, how competitive it is, and they're playing it with other talent in the area, or they're going up in Michigan or Indiana, wherever is best fit for them, but playing with some really good coaches and competitive schedules.
Awesome. And Lori, how would you assess kind of the growth in the sport here?
Yeah, I mean, to piggyback off of what Chrissy's saying, I think, it goes without saying that club volleyball has advanced a lot of the athletes that we have on our teams. And I'm seeing too, I mean, I don't know, at our local school, there seems to be a resurgence of some athletes that are doing 2 and 3 sports again, which, I think that's fantastic. So we have a combination of both of, a lot of great club athletes that have put in a lot of time at their craft at different programs. And then we also have athletes that are just that. They're 2 and 3 sport athletes that are making our teams better. So I think the combination of the two things has, and our program has had some success, and that elevates too, the program and the athletes themselves.
Absolutely. And for you guys, have you guys seen anything in terms of that, why the sport is continuing to grow in this area?
I know, at least for our school, it's getting in the weight room. Like, our kids are excited to get in the weight room. They work hard in there, they have fun in there, and it's a priority all summer. And then obviously kids that play volleyball year round, it's gonna improve their skills and their volleyball IQ and all of that. And I mean, that to me is the biggest shift. When I first took over the program, I don't think we had hardly any kids playing club, and now I think every kid in our high school plays club volleyball. So that is a huge shift in where we were and where we are.
Yeah, the weight room, I think for us, we lift 2 to 3 times a week still during season. All of our kids are playing club, whether that be in Indiana, up in Michigan. We actually have one that's down in Columbus, and then in this area as well. So, it's just, honestly, the weight room and all the reps they're getting throughout the year it's fantastic for us.
Absolutely. And you guys actually beat me. This question was actually further down on the rundown, but I'll get to it now because you guys talked, and all of you mentioned club volleyball, how important that is for the development of your players. How much are you guys in conversations in the off season with your club teams? How is the dynamic with you guys in club teams? If at all. I mean, do you guys do they kind of do their own thing and come back, or?
For the most part, I stay completely out of it. It's kind of funny you come to me first on this.
Well, I apologize.
Just with what my full-time job was.
Right. Yeah. No, I got
running
you.
the club. But so honestly, they go play where they want. It's whatever fits them, and whatever their desires are. All I tell all of my kids is go find the fit that's right for you. on it, and that's honestly the most important aspect of it.
Yeah, and I mean, as a head coach, obviously your player goes to another program in the off season. They're doing their own thing. When they come back, what do you see in the benefits of that experience?
If it really depends on kind of what they were going after. You know, none of us are gonna make that kid more competitive, have more desire or anything. So if the kid wants, just to kind of be on the team, they probably went and just played where they're just kind of a part of the team. If they want to go try to be an all-state kid, they're probably playing at the upper levels, and they're pushing themselves for that, and they're finding a program to do that. So, for us, it's just go do your thing, and we'll see you pretty much the last week of July and maybe August 1st in that area, and then we'll go.
That's awesome. And Amy, what about you? How do you view club volleyball here?
I'm excited for any kid just to play club. So I'm with him. Like you do you. You're going to get what you want out of it. For the kids that want to play at the next level, I tell them I want them to try to play on a national level team so they're playing against better competition. And what I've noticed is the kids that aren't playing at that higher level, the farther we get in after our season in the state tournament, run, when the game gets faster, the kids that play at a lower level really struggle. So I try to encourage my kids to always play at the highest level that they can to prepare them for, after league into the tournament. So I really think the speed of the game really helps them when they play club if they're playing at that high level.
Gotcha. And what about you guys? How do you guys view club and your players?
Yeah, I mean, I support any athlete that wants to continue playing. I think that's awesome. I'm pretty hands-off, and I like to go and be a fan then.
Yeah.
I like to go and watch and see them be coached by somebody else and see the role that their other coaches, how they use them on their team, and, try to learn a little bit from that. But, I just, it's a support role. Very hands-off for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I love that too. The message we always share is, it's a personal or family decision what club they want to play at. Majority of our players play at a club. And, players decide if they want to play for a certain coach, they'll go to a certain club, or if they want to play a certain position, they'll pick their team that way, or if they want to play super competitive and travel or not travel. So I think when I counted, there were over like 12 area clubs that they could choose from, in the area that's drivable, which is an outstanding opportunity, but also there's a lot of opportunity to play. And at the club level, I mean, kids usually have a playing time role, so they're getting a lot of reps and good opportunities to hone their craft. But yeah, absolutely, we're very hands-off. We just support them. They have questions, but like Lori said, we like to go watch them at tournaments and to see how they're being utilized and how their club coaches, and we'll check in and see their thoughts of their club coach and what they're seeing and how we can help or benefit from that. So I agree. It's very much hands-off.
That's awesome. So one thing that I'm continuing to learn the sport of volleyball myself as I guys cover you guys' programs. One thing I've noticed, the one kind of communication piece, at least before points, and just kind of things that I've seen in terms of signals is on serves. So obviously you guys have different signals and different ways to communicate to your servers of where you want the ball. Chrissy, I'll start with you. Just kind of what are you kind of communicating to those players? What are you looking at? What are they looking at? How does that kind of the dynamic of that kind of interaction each point?
We typically watch film before we play an opponent to sort of pick out serve receive passing tendencies, maybe some of the passers that are weaker, or if the setter struggles, typically if the pass is a certain, pushing her forward or behind her head, or if certain teams struggle with a short pass or, getting pushed deep in the court. So a lot of those tendencies we try to pick out ahead of time and then hone in on that during game day. But if there's a kid that's struggling, that's typically who we go after, or we'll serve wherever the setter's coming out of, or if there's an attacker that's pulled back in serve receive, make her handle the first ball. So maybe she's not ready to hit right away because she's having to focus on the pass first. So just a couple pieces of strategy there, but making sure our servers that are able and ready to serve any zone that we give them and have the confidence to hit it.
And Lori?
Yeah, I think our approach, it's very similar. I think you'll probably hear it from all four of us. I mean, it's going to be very similar, but we look at the serve as our first attack, so it's an opportunity to be aggressive, and we encourage our athletes to be as aggressive as possible. It's going to come with missed serves, But if you want to win that serve game, you have to be aggressive on that. So a lot of it too depends on, there's certain athletes that have a float, or that have a great drop serve, or that have, a great serve to 1 or great serve to 5. And so blending what's on the other side of the court, on who you kind of want to attack and go after, and what each athlete is strong at. And so it's fun. It's a really fun part of the game. And if you can win that serve game, it's exciting.
Absolutely. I imagine, like you mentioned, obviously the interaction you guys get to have with each serve is exciting for you guys, right?
Yeah, and I'm like what Lori said, that the serve to me is one of the most important. You can get your team or your opponent out of system. That's our goal every time. So we try to serve seams, and to steal a Jason, we serve flean, which is flat and clean. Okay. So every day at the beginning of our practice, we put elastic between the antennas, and the girls have to get 10 in a row, flean in the court. But yeah, serving for us is a priority as well.
And I imagine too, Jason, it depends on each player, right, in terms of the communication.
Yeah. So all of my athletes, we say you have an 80-90% serve, then you have a 50-60% serve. So we go through it where the first ball that you're hitting for your serve, that's your 80-90. And then your second one, if you get back for a second one, will be 80-90. Your third one is getting down to that 50-60% range, where if you miss it, you miss it, right? I think all of us would agree a 2-for-1 run is pretty much all you really need to win. So, for us, that's kind of our big thing we talk about. And then, pregame, I don't generally call zones. It's all in the huddles throughout is, hey, we're going to serve this kid relentlessly. There's a lot of kids we can watch on film, and right now, the big thing is everything's pretty much being passed on the left hip. So it's literally switching kids into the right hip to pass, or kids that don't like to pass to attack, different aspects in that regard, and try to take some of these bigger attackers out of it by making them play more balls than they're really used to. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think we're already 30 minutes in, so appreciate you guys obviously for all the insight and perspective. We're going to change things up and go a little lighthearted now, have a little fun with this. So this first segment that I call film session, basically all it means is that I picked out a clip of each, not of each of you, but for each of you.
Okay.
And so none of you have seen this. I promise it's recent. It's not like from 20 years ago. But basically just react to it, kind of your thoughts on it, and we'll see how this goes. Like I said, it's supposed to be fun, so don't blame me if it goes wrong. But Chrissy, we'll start with you. So this is simply just you in the huddle, just video of you in the huddle. What do you like? What are Anthony Wayne huddles like this season?
We like to tell our program that we're player led. So a lot of times when we call a timeout, we put it back on the players. Like, what is it feeling like out there? What are our focuses to get back on track or to get better? Because they're the ones who are figuring things out, troubleshooting, and making sure that it's a cohesive unit. So. And our players have really high volleyball IQ, so a lot of times what they're sharing back to us is exactly what we're thinking as a staff, which is reassuring, but also just shows the leadership we have on the court. So we give the girls a voice, and then it comes from them, and then I feel like they buy in better when they go back out on the court.
Yeah, it looks like you guys are obviously having a lot of fun while you're doing it too, each time you guys get in that huddle. And I believe, so Lori, I apologize, but I believe we have sound for yours.
Oh, goodness. No.
We give you our nerves, we give you anything that we're worried about, and you guys take it, and your energy inspires us. So keep showing
So this, if you remember, this is your 2023 state send-off. You've been fortunate, obviously, to have a couple of these. What makes those moments so special for you?
I think the kids.
Other than the public
for
speaking.
sure. Yeah, for sure it's the kids. Every year, that's right there is pretty awesome to see the little kids when they send us off when we go by the elementary school. But yeah, it's the athletes that make it special. It really is. Every year it's something different. Every year it's a different team. There's our one coach that's holding her baby who's pregnant again right now. But yeah, just looking at those athletes that are, Caroline's playing at Hillsdale right now. It's an awesome opportunity that they get to be able to experience that. They're going to be 30, 40, 50 years old and hopefully remember those moments. And I don't minimize that, and I take that very serious. I try to make it as special as you can for each one of them.
Absolutely. Yeah, those send-offs have been awesome to obviously be at, and hopefully get another one this year.
Yeah,
All right. Right. And then Amy, let's see if you recognize this match from last year. This is a clip from last year. I see if you recognize. Does that ring a bell to you in terms of the match from last year?
It's probably Eastwood. No? Is that the last one of the
Yeah,
season?
Mommy, when you guys
Okay,
clinched your
so that
fifth
was-
straight.
Yeah, senior.
But I mean,
that's
you know, to do, I mean, obviously the support from the crowd, you know, is
Yes.
one thing, but, you know, 5 straight league championships is not an easy thing to accomplish. Just how would you just describe the consistency your program has been able to showcase?
I think it is consistent because our kids have bought into our culture and they expect to win. And I think our opponents expect us to win. And I know that we have a target on our back, and I think that just makes the kids hungrier and more focused. So, yeah, we're excited to try again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're a great group of kids, and it really comes down to they've bought in, and on top of that, their parents have bought in. So I think just our climate of what we have going is exactly why we're successful.
That's awesome. And Jason, last but not least, I had a few I could pick for you, but I chose this one because it stuck out to me. Actually, this is the Anthony Wayne game. But this is actually Mia Hasty, I believe, on the floor twice, saving a ball, if we have the video here. Yes. So this is on the floor, not once, but twice, saving the ball from her knees.
That's impressive.
Talk about, obviously, just her and the effort and just what makes her special.
Jeez. She's one of those kids that she's a 3-year varsity starter for us, which is kind of unheard of for our program. And she gives us so much. She's our floor captain. She is our Energizer Bunny type kid. She brings the steadiness to us. She brings an energy to us. She brings the leadership. She gives effort on everything. You know, I don't think we are going for 3 straight down in Dayton without her. You know, I'll say this: her sophomore year, she played DS almost the whole year. At the first game of the state tournament, I looked at her and I hadn't told anyone I was doing it, and I said, "Mia, you're playing 6 rotations at L1," and everyone kind of looked at me like, "What?" And she was second in kills almost the entire state run for us. But the best part about her is, honestly, you can serve her all day. I mean, she's on the season, she's passing a 2.21, which is astronomically good for right now. On her career, she's like at a 2.1. So it's just been her ball control, her steadiness, everything in that regard is just awesome. And then she gives us some highlight plays here and there that are always fun.
That's awesome. Well, that's great to hear. All right, we got one last segment here. So this is more of a rapid fire type style question. So just a couple fun little questions you guys just off the top of your brain can answer and explain why if you want. But here, yeah, let's get started here. Our first question is, what is your favorite, so we'll start with Jason since you hit it off. What is your favorite style of point to win on the court? So whether it be block, kill, ace, what's your favorite to celebrate?
Overpass kill.
Okay.
I would say an overpass kill. That's probably more of the men's game in me.
Yeah.
In that, but yeah, it's either, you know, overpass kill. That's my favorite.
Okay. What about you, Amy?
Oh, roof block.
Yeah.
Hands down. Hands down.
I like the celebrations on those too.
Yeah.
Those are always great.
Yes.
That's awesome. And Lori?
My initial is definitely a block, but there's nothing like a dig. I mean, there's nothing like a dig that is just out of this world from someone that had an overpass that they took it and just hung it right up there. So
Absolutely. And then Chrissy, what's your favorite?
Black roof that hitter all day. Yeah.
I gotcha. All right, the next
fired up.
one, and then Chrissy, I'll start with you on this one. If you weren't a volleyball head coach, what job or profession would you be doing right now, or would you want to pursue? It might be tough, I know.
Honestly, I have 4 kids at home, so I honestly would probably just spend more time with them.
Okay.
You know, coaching, your mind never turns off. You're always thinking about volleyball, how to make, you know, the program better, the team better, the girls better. And so I think it would shut that part of my brain off and then focus more on the kids would probably be my answer on that.
Yeah, that's nice. There you go. Lori, any other profession that might have caught in your eye if volleyball wasn't the future?
well, if I wasn't a head volleyball coach, I probably would be an assistant.
There you go. Yeah, see, I did say that. I did say head. So there you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love coaching. I love what I'm doing, so.
All right. Good answer so far. I mean, any other profession that you might want to pursue other than volleyball, or?
Well, I feel like volleyball is like my side hustle.
Oh,
Because
okay.
like I'm the dean of students at the middle school where I teach.
Yeah.
And so if I didn't coach volleyball, what would I do after school? I swear. I don't know. Maybe I would be like a pro fisher.
Oh,
Like a fisherman.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'd want to do.
There you go. All right.
I'll go with Chrissy, a stay-at-home dad. I have a 3-year-old and a 5-month-old. Like, I'm loving the time right now. But to give us a different answer, professional golfer. I would. Professional golfer. That's
I might
right.
steal that. I think I'm
Okay. I mean, what do you at right now? What's your handicap?
It is all types of bad because it's the fall.
Well, it's fair.
Because you're not
And,
practicing.
and I have a 3-year-old and a 5-month-old.
Yeah.
So golf has not been super high on the priority list recently.
That's fair. Well, so you mentioned fishermen.
Yeah.
What do you like to fish?
Perch.
Perch.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of that in Lake Erie.
Yes.
So.
And I haven't been out because of volleyball.
Right.
That's
Well,
okay.
you know, off season,
There you
maybe
go.
next summer.
There
We'll
you go.
see. All right, next one, I believe. Okay, so aside from, Jason, we'll start with you. Aside from your own gym, what is your favorite gym to play in, compete in?
Favorite gym to compete in?
Or maybe have competed in the past?
competed in?
Either one.
That's a good one.
I know.
We can go around if you want to think more on it. Amy, do you have one?
No, I'm thinking.
Okay. You guys have a favorite? I mean, I know you guys do BG a lot.
I
so-
would say the Stroh Center.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an awesome. We played St. Ursula how many, 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's a great arena to compete in. So yeah.
Chrissy, you got a...
I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I mean, playing at the Nutter Center was unlike anything we've ever played in before. So I'll go with that answer.
No, that's perfect. I mean, that's great. It's historic. So, and you guys, anything?
Well, we've gone to Lexington the last few years
Okay.
for, I think, districts or regionals, and they have a beautiful facility. They run it very well. It's top notch. So I would say Lexington.
Notre Dame match, whether that's at Savage or a few years ago when we had it at our place. So honestly, the Notre Dame environment is just, it's unlike anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great rivalry. All right, here's a fun one. So what drill and practice do your players love the most? Do they have a favorite drill that you like to run?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I can say the word. So they love butt ball, is what we call it.
Okay.
So it's like
explain that one.
3-on-3. So instead of playing the ball over, they play it under.
Okay.
And like they literally turn around, they try to block the ball with their backs, and it's like a simple, easy drill that they love to play. Or we have a drill called Crazy Irish, where we have 2 balls going at the same time, and both balls can't drop at the same time. If one drops, you can go restart it, and it gets crazy. We have kids chucking balls down hallways and everything. So,
Okay.
one of those 2.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Thanks for the explanation as well. What about you, Amy?
I think our kids like short court queens the best because it's, I mean, you have to be quick. And as soon as that ball's dead, the next one's served. So they like it. They have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lori?
Probably like a Hawaii, or we have a serve receive drill we do to start every practice, and we split the teams up as evenly as we can, but it's different every practice, and they just like to compete. I mean, it gets intense some days, and as a coach, you just love it. You love to see that intensity, and they have to shake hands when they're done, and so yeah, those 2 probably.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah, ours is simple. They love playing queens, and we very rarely play it. It's just 3-on-3 back row, but we usually focus on more skilled drill work. And if we ever bring out queens, then it's a big cheer, and they're loving it. So just real basic competitive, like Lori said, they just like to compete.
That's awesome to hear. All right, final one. You guys obviously do a lot of road trips, a lot of travel. Who gets to pick where you guys eat after matches?
Seniors.
Seniors? Is that all across the board? Do you get to pick, or?
Our team parent, our team mom.
Oh, okay.
That
Organized.
she sets it all up, and so no, it's I get set up. Hey, what do you want of this, and all that. So yeah, no, that's team mom sets it all up for us.
All right, Amy, anyone specific, or they just go where they want?
They just go where they want to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate all of you guys for obviously taking time tonight. Great perspective, great insight across the sport of volleyball here in Northwest Ohio. Wish you guys all the best of luck in the second half of the season, and obviously the playoffs as well.
Thank you.
So thank you again for taking time. Well, that'll do it for our 2025 Coaches Roundtable High School Volleyball Edition. Appreciate all of you for watching as well. Have a great rest of your night.